Have you ever had a breakthrough where you felt like you really released something, you let go of a feeling or belief or something that you've been holding on to for a long time, only to have it resurface days, weeks, or months later? Coach Michael P. here with day 2 of our 30 days to an elevated mindset, and today it's all about change. We're going to talk about change and why change sometimes happens and why change sometimes doesn't, and then as always we'll have a short little exercise you can do along with your daily practice. So change, let's talk about this. Here's the reason change does not always work, or at least it doesn't last. Transformational change happens at the unconscious level. Now, you remember yesterday we talked about your conscious versus your unconscious mind. Your task was to start listening for your unconscious mind, maybe even asking it some questions. Hey, unconscious mind, what is it I need right now? And just sitting in that silence and listen and see if something comes up. And if it doesn't, that's okay. And if it does, that's okay too. But when we talked about the unconscious versus conscious mind, we also talked about how change happens at the unconscious level. See, we're going to talk later about something known as content versus context. It's really what the story versus meaning. So if we're carrying around feelings, let's say we were in a bad relationship or a relationship that just ended badly, right? There's a story about that. Well, I did this and he said that, and I did this and he did that, and he said this and he told them that, and he went there and then this happened and they did and them there, blah, blah, blah. And it's, you're just like, oh my God, just all of this anxiety and tension and stuff that you're carrying around. It's because we're holding on to the story and we're not releasing what we make that story mean. The story is the content. But it's what did we make that mean? And a lot of times, most of the time, what happens is the meaning is something that was determined back in childhood. So when we're about 0 up to, I think, age 7, we're in what's known as the imprint stage. And during the imprint stage, we have no critical thinking capabilities to be able to filter out information. So if you're 4 years old and someone walks up to you and starts yelling at you and criticizing you and telling you how bad and awful you are, you don't have the ability to rationally think, oh, this person is a crazy person. They're walking around with a tinfoil hat maybe, and they're just spouting all kinds of paranoid things, and in that they're insulting me, and so none of that is anything I should take in, right? We don't have that ability at age 4 or 3 or typically up through age 7. So whatever comes at us, we take in, we absorb. So when things are happening, we have these emotional reactions that usually are triggering something that happened way back when in our childhood, in those earliest years. So when we're looking to change, when we want lasting transformational change, we need to release that core wound, that core experience that we've created and have just been building on and building on and building on most of our life without even knowing it, because it's all happening at the unconscious level. So when I'm working with people and I'm doing removing a limiting belief work, or maybe removing some negative emotions, we're always trying to go back to that core wound. And remember, the unconscious mind is symbolic, it's imaginative, so we don't even need to know exactly what happened, what the story is. We just let our unconscious mind present it to us however it wants to. And we'll look at what we need to learn from that, what are the lessons, what's the positive growth and takeaway. And once we can get that, we can release those old beliefs and the feelings that are around it. And that is where true, lasting, transformational change happens. I've done so many things in trying to elevate my mindset in the course of my life. I've done mantras and affirmations, and I've done tapping. I remember I used to live in Manhattan, and every morning I would go jogging along the East River, and for a while as I was jogging, I was trying to do the tapping. And if you don't know, tapping is also called emotional freedom technique. It works for some people. It has had zero value for me. And it's where you're touching certain parts of your body, a lot of them around the face, and you're saying things over and over. And this isn't exactly it, but let's say it's something like, in every day and every way I'm getting stronger and stronger. Every day and every way I'm getting stronger and stronger. Every day and every way I'm getting stronger and stronger. So I'd be jogging down this the side of the East River, all doing this over and over, and I was so frustrated because it did absolutely nothing for me. I looked silly, and I wound up like, just banging into my head, tapping in there. It's come on, this isn't doing anything. And finally I just stopped. Well, it didn't do anything for me because I was never connecting to the core issue at the unconscious level. I was just trying to layer these affirmations and statements and beliefs and stuff on top of it, but that core thing that's down there, as these things get layered on, it's still there. We want to go in right to where that is and just release it. That's what it's about. That's what the work I do with people on releasing limiting beliefs and negative emotions and all is about. So, change has to happen at the unconscious level. When you're doing it right, it can be very easy and very quick. So here's what we're going to start with today, is just think about what is a change that would have the biggest impact in your life. If there's one thing you could change, what would that be? Where would you start? And so just ask your unconscious mind, if I could change one thing, what would it be? And think about, what is the problem I'm having? Right? You ask your unconscious mind, like, what's the actual problem? And there may be a way that it's showing up in your life, and there's the presenting problem, and then underneath that could be the core problem, which is usually a limiting belief that we have. So just start talking to your unconscious mind. Ask it, hey, unconscious mind, how you doing today? What do I need right now? Unconscious mind, what do I need to change in my life? What's the one change I could make that could have the biggest impact? And then the last thing we're going to do is you want to do your daily practice. Daily practice is just once a day, every day of the week. I have a different practice to do. Yesterday was just acknowledge yourself for something. Today is share a positive experience. What's a positive experience you've had in the last 24 hours? It could be as simple as, I went to Chick-fil-A, and in the drive-thru I just kind of joked around, had a good interaction with the person who took my order. It could be went on a date with someone, or my husband and I had a date night last night, or my kid came and showed me something, or he gave me a hug, or my dog came and licked my face. Whatever it is, right? What's a positive experience you've had in the last 24 hours? All right, everyone. Great to talk to you today. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, put them down below. I'll read through them and answer you online, or maybe answer you on a future video. Take care. Have an awesome day.